next page on my web quest is the process page. The process page is the most important page on the web quest as it outlines all the learning activities that the learners will be engaged in while completing the tasks. Note that I have again used animation in the process page. This motivates the students. Let's have a look at the resources that I have placed in my process page. Resource number 1 is a screencast prepared using PowerPoint presentation, and it focuses on the questions like what is algebra, what are coefficients, variables, and indices. Step 2 is a resource that is based on step 1. After going through resource number 2, the student should be able to answer the questions such as defining coefficients, variables, and indices. The third resource that I have put on the process page is another screencast prepared using PowerPoint and GoAnimate.com. Note that I have again made use of animation. This helps to captivate the learner's attention. I have used a bit of animation in this screencast. This screencast looks at identifying like terms and unlike terms, and the students are going to use this to do the questions that I have put in resource number 4. In most of the activities that I have placed, I expect the students to work in groups or in pairs. This promotes cooperative learning in the classroom. Step 5 is another screencast that I have prepared using PowerPoint, and it looks at more complex algebraic terms. Resource number 6 is a video that I have prepared on simplifying more complex algebraic terms. Let's have a look at resource number 5 and resource number 6. So that's the screencast on more complex algebraic terms, and that's a video on simplifying algebraic polynomials. Using these two complex concepts, students will do the most complex exercise that I have put in the process page, and that's on resource number 7. After doing the exercises in resource number 7, students will go to resource number 8, which is a video that looks at simplifying algebraic terms with brackets, as this is going to be the next topic in algebra. The next page provides the evaluation rubric for the students. Evaluation is a very important process as it provides us with feedback. In the evaluation page, I have included ways in which the students will be assessed. For example, the students must use some visual aids. I have also included an evaluation rubric that informs the students of how they will be assessed. For example, while presenting their solutions, they must make use of visual aids. They must present correct solutions with working. They must use correct voice gesture and have confidence while speaking in public. They must have developed the ability to identify coefficients, variables, indices, like terms and unlike terms. And they must be able to complete the worksheet by the end of the class and hand it over to the teacher. At the bottom, I have again provided some extension resources that the students can view later. The next page is the conclusion page. As always, the conclusion must summarize what we have learnt. So I have provided a few comments, a few points over here that summarizes what we have learned in algebra, that like terms can be added or subtracted, and unlike terms are enemies which cannot be put together. I have also included references at the bottom just to show the websites that I have visited while preparing the web quest. The next page is the teacher's page. On the teacher's page, the teacher lists out some of the reasons why this web quest was prepared. For example, the reason why I prepared this web quest was because it was to familiarize the students with algebra jargons and help them to find like terms, unlike terms, and simplify algebraic polynomials. I have also listed the resources that must be used while using this web quest. The idea of a web quest is no longer a traditional one, as our students are becoming more and more proficient with the computers nowadays. We as teachers must provide these innovative ways of teaching in our class to maximize the learning output.